At the age of 15, my next guest was a rock superstar, still living at home with his parents in Newcastle. By the time he was 18, he and his band Silverchair had sold millions of albums internationally. By the age of 22, he'd battled through the long, dark night of anorexia and seen his fourth album with Silverchair received as a triumph, only to be struck down by a disease that threatened to stop him ever performing again. Ha! Tonight, at 25, he has a new marriage, a new zest for life, a new album and a new band, the Dissociatives. Please welcome one of the truly creative forces in Australia today, Daniel Johns. Let's talk about music, which is your great gift. What is music to you? Is it a friend, a lover, a cruel mistress?
Yeah, kind of all of those, I think.
Yeah?
It's I don't know, it's like, to me it's the only religion that is relevant to me. I love the idea of God and a greater power, but no organised religion has really kind of made me put all my faith into it. There's some scepticism, whereas with music I 100% devote myself to it, and, you know, I'm like a crazy religious cult person. But, yeah, I forget what I was saying. I'm sure it was interesting.
Stay with me, Daniel.
So anyway, I've just been thinking...
Let's take you back to when you were a kid and you had an imaginary friend called Robin who you could see.
Mum?
Is that right?
How do you know that?
I was him.
Oh, we've shared a lot then.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, no, I did have an imaginary friend called Robin, and I think my parents took me to some doctors because they thought I was loco. But
how real was he?
He was real, like,
yeah,
that's not even a joke. He was so, I could touch him, feel him. I took him to school. I would scream if my parents didn't set him a place at the table.
Wow.
I'd have showers and be in the shower with my dad. He'd be nursing me and I'd be screaming because Robin was getting shampoo in his eyes. And I knew how much that hurts, especially a fragile young thing like Robin was.
Yeah.
But it only lasted, I think, for about 18 months, and then my brother was born, and I kind of had to decide, and then I'd go with the brother because it looks more 3D. Yeah. Because it was like a cross between, it was like 2.5D. It was a cross between two-dimensional and three, but it was there was something weird about it. I could never quite understand that.
Has he ever come back?
No, but I've tried desperately to make him come back. Like, I've done things that you would never believe to try and make him come back, but it never happens. I'm
a fantastic thing to have a purpose-built friend that understands you totally and vice versa.
Yeah, I had a great time with Robin, and my parents still are fond of that as well. That was because it was never a negative thing. They just thought they had a crazy son, and then after 18 months, they realised that I was just a normal boy like everybody else.
A lot of your friends say that you're never happier than when you're in the songwriting zone. You have a gift that I would love to have. What's it like to be in that zone?
It's like the feeling you have when you're falling to sleep, that half dream state. It feels to me the closest thing to that. Yeah, it feels like you're floating, and colours are more vivid and sounds are more... They feel thicker and more alive.
Can you put yourself into that mood? I mean, do you find yourself, or does it come on you, do you find yourself talking with people but actually you're writing a song in your head?
Yeah, I get in trouble off my wife all the time for doing that. Yeah. But they're just frivolous pursuits. That's what I call them. Frivolous pursuits.
A frivolous pursuit. Here, have mine. Are you okay?
Yeah, no, it's...
No, because, you know, we can turn the heating down, I can give you CPR.
No, that's unnecessary.
Come on, here we go.
Well, if we have to...
There we go.
Tilt and gently apply pressure so as to support the supine.
You've had to do this before, I can tell.
Yeah, I was a nipper.
Were you?
Yeah.
In Newcastle?
I keep checking my glass. I think I might be a nervous twitch.
No.
Make sure I finish that.
Yeah, there's plenty more where that came from, where the ABC.
Yeah.
I didn't have you picked out. I know Newcastle's a beach city, but I didn't have you picked out as a beach kid.
Yeah, I was a beach kid until I was a famous beach kid. And then I became a very non-beach kid because it was, yeah, it just became kind of weird going to the beach, and it didn't feel very natural having all those people, you know, looking at you. And it was always in school holidays because we were 14. So I remember being 14 and coming to the conclusion that I hate the beach the day that I went with a group of people, and we were just hounded by, because it's school holidays, all the kids, and I was 14, and there were like 50 people around us screaming, and then people turned up with cameras and paparazzi were there, and from that point the beach wasn't such a tranquil and resting activity for me to go into. I think having 3 million people owning the first thing that you've ever recorded makes you kind of have to live up to it in a way. It kind of puts pressure on. It put pressure on me. I know I was obsessed with spending every second of every day studying music and becoming better and better, and just because I felt like I wasn't worthy of what had come to me at a really early age, I needed to live up to it, I guess, and, you know.
Is that right? Because I just assumed you'd come back from, like, you know, the Frog Stomp tour or whatever, and you'd be the coolest thing at school. It's like, wow, these guys are a big act internationally. But
yeah, no, it was. I don't know why it was. We weren't. I'm not being modest. We definitely weren't the coolest thing in school. You know, when we were in school, the coolest thing in school was the guys that had the punk band that just got together and recorded their album in a day, and no one knew who they were, but they had a really cool name, and you know, they were the cool guys. We were just the other guys that were in a band that wasn't as masculine.
Because you copped that, wouldn't you? People would say you're a fag. You cop a fair bit of that. Were people just threatened by the fact that you were different? Was that it?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know what that was, because I started, you know, getting bashed and being called fag for a long time before I even wore makeup. So I didn't bring that upon myself, people, I can assure you. But I think that I was always getting, you know, ridiculed for wearing lipstick when I was 14. I never wore lipstick. It's so just not my thing. I'm much more into eye makeup. But yeah, so from that, I think that's why I was called faggot a lot and beaten up, and I had lovely hair back then.
Now, you were talking before about, you know, Silverchair. You were an international star when you were still at school, still living at home. Then you moved out of home after the Freak Show tour, into a house by yourself, and you sort of fell into a big pit, at the bottom of which was anorexia. Why did you stop eating?
When I stopped eating was on our second album. Just as it felt like everything was so out of control around me, and it's kind of weird, because I'd never have guessed that I would be someone that would have that as be part of my life, you know what I mean? I found it quite confusing, but I noticed myself starting to play games with myself and see how little I could get by on, and the reason, I think, was just to gain control, and also because I had a theory, because I was being beaten up a lot by people outside of school. It was almost like if I could make myself look sick enough, they'd take sympathy on me, and unfortunately it worked, because then I was addicted to it and couldn't start eating again, but I stopped getting beaten up, so whatever.
It's a tough way to go. What do you mean by gain control? How do you gain control by not eating?
Because it's like a life or death thing. You've got to eat. If you don't eat, you die. So it's knowing that no one can make you do it. Like, you know, no one can force feed you, no one can make you do it, so you ultimately have the full control over what you're doing with your body, and it starts as that, as a game, and then just becomes an out of control thing where you're addicted to it and you start living on less and less and less and less and less, and you can see the changes in your body only only when I'd put clothes on I would think, oh, these are like 8 sizes bigger than I remember, but still looked in them and thought, but nothing's changed. I don't understand how all my clothes are stretched and I still look the same. But yeah, it's irrational and it's another frivolous pursuit.
Well, it was pretty crucial pursuit.
Yeah.
What did food in this time, what did food look like to you?
It was just the enemy. I just hated the look of it, the smell of it. I couldn't, if anyone talked about it, I'd leave the room. It was in the same genre as telephones. I just, during that period, didn't have a telephone. If a telephone rang, if I was in a building and a telephone rang, I'd literally get up and quickly and gently move away from the building because I didn't want to hear the telephone ring because it scared me. Maybe someone was going to ask me to go on tour. But yeah, I don't know. It's just, I hated it. I hated everything about it. And every time I ate, because I've got a really vivid imagination, I could somehow convince myself that apples contained razor blades and wouldn't go to restaurants because I thought every chef in the world wanted to poison me. And just local. But, well, you know, I'm well balanced now and very much together.
But you're not. Many people have gone through this. Did you have any sense that these were crazy thoughts, or was a part of you thinking, oh, yeah, I'm an artist, artists do this?
No, I didn't think any of it was crazy.
No?
I thought everyone else was just being really mean.
Yeah?
Like, I just thought everyone else was just picking on me and being really, really mean.
Because people got really worried. I know you got down to 50 kilos and your family doctor said, keep going like this, you're going to die.
Yeah.
Did your parents have a handle on what was happening to you?
Yeah, I think they were worried, but they wouldn't... I mean, I don't think they would have wanted to bring it up with me for fear of me storming out and leaving and knowing that I wouldn't really... There's no real place for a 17-year-old celebrity on the Sydney streets. So I guess they were just like... They had to keep quiet, but they were concerned. They just didn't bring it up with me because I think they thought I was going to run away and do something else silly.
A lot of people actually go through anorexia and too many people die. How did you pull yourself out of it?
I still don't know. I don't know how I pulled myself out of it. I think I definitely got scared by the second or third time a doctor told me I was dying. And I got scared that I would have blackouts and wake up 2 hours later not knowing how I got to the top of the stairs and not knowing why I was asleep at the top of them and stuff. So that, I guess that scared me, but the whole anorexia is basically just a result of fear anyway, so you're scared the whole time. But so it's not fear that's gonna cure you, because that's kind of what starts it. So I don't know what it is that killed me. Something inside me made me want to live.
What about your religion, music? Did that help drag you out?
Yeah, music is, especially around that stage. I've developed a way now to channel all energy into a positive and creative energy and make something out of it. But around that time, I just had all this energy. A lot of it was negative, and I had a lot of things going on in my head that I couldn't deal with, and that, yeah, it was a lot different back then. Music, I hated music. I hated it.
You hated it?
Yeah, and I wrote an album called Neon Ballroom in that time where I hated music. Really, everything about it I hated, but I couldn't stop doing it, and I felt like a slave to it. And then, you know, there's other times where I just hate myself and everything I've ever done and every bit of music that's ever been created from me, and felt like I'd backed myself into a corner at 18, and from now on I'm the guy from Silverchair and I've got to do this and that, and now I don't even eat, so I can't even go out for dinner, so I'm so bored. Couldn't do anything. It's so boring.
The amazing thing is the next album you wrote with Silverchair was Diarama, which was a totally different album musically.
Yeah.
And that album you wrote partly to be positive.
Yeah. Diarama was... I was kind of using it as a rope to pull myself out of something. I was still in a pretty strange and messed up place, but I had a real desire to impact people positively, as opposed to just having people relate to my sadness and despair. There are times where, you know, you're writing a song and there are moments where you feel like it's God, it's not you doing it. You know, I don't feel like I'm creating it. Like sitting down at a piano and writing a song like Across the Night off Diarama, I didn't write that song, I was just there.
You mentioned before the arthritis, which is kind of cruel because you got out of the anorexia and all that bad time, you've made Diarama, and then you got hit by this really vicious, weird disease. What does it do to you?
It was just completely debilitating. It started as just some pains in my knee, and I didn't know what it was, but I thought, it's fine, I just have to limp, I don't know what it is. And everyone told me that every doctor I saw told me that I'd torn cartilage during sport. I was like, it's highly unlikely, really highly. And everyone was telling me that I've done ligament damage through some rigorous activity. The most rigorous I'd been is getting out of bed. So I kind of didn't believe I knew there was something wrong. And then the more time went on, I think it was heavily psychologically linked to music, because there was a really disturbing pattern developing where every time I'd release an album I'd develop an illness, which I didn't realise until after it all that a lot of it must have been psychological, just the pent-up stress and insecurity that comes with finishing an album and knowing that people are about to hear it. And yeah, the arthritis just went from bad to worse and went through all of the bones in my body, through my spine, up into my neck. I just couldn't move. People couldn't sit on the lounge with me because of the movement. I'd scream. Couldn't have a shower because the water pressure felt like it was cracking my spine. So it was pretty intense, and that was for about 12, 18 months.
That is very intense. You couldn't play guitar, you couldn't do any music in this time too.
No, I couldn't do anything.
Was that hard? Was that almost the hardest part?
Yeah, that drove me crazy because I didn't have anything to rely on anymore. So that felt like just as much of a sickness as the arthritis. Just what was happening to my brain, having not had that outlet, was a real learning experience for me too, and made me, like, now I'm just always writing. There's not times when I'm not writing and times when I am writing, and, you know, the times when I'm writing I'm a different person. It's just constant now. I've just found a way to channel the nervous energy and make it positive and just keep it consistent and constantly flowing. So, but, you know, some days I like it. Today I like it. Pretty happy with the band today. I think we put in a real killer performance.
We're going to hear the band shortly. Let's take a look at a clip from the Dissociatives album.
I mean, at soundcheck. A killer performance at soundcheck.
At soundcheck, there you go.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at this. Is from the Dissociatives album. This is Old Man, Young Man. When you look at that song, and when you listen to that song, having studied what you've studied and having set yourself such a high standard, are you happy with this music?
Yeah, I'm really happy with the Dissociatives record. More, in a lot of ways, more than any other record. Diarama was another record for me that I was really happy with, but the Dissociatives I'm happy with because it's probably the purest music that I've ever come up with, and because it was co-written with Paul, the idea of collaborating was kind of an idea that wasn't appealing to me until I realised the close musical connection I had with Paul. So we started writing this album, and it's really, there's something about two people with equal passion for something that really makes something magic happen. You can't do what we did for this record on your own. I think Diarama, because I did it on my own, really made me curious and open to co-writing, but I just had to find someone that I really respected and admired.
You said before, sometimes I hate myself. Why is that?
I thought everyone hated themselves sometimes, but...
Yeah, but I have good reasons. What are yours?
I've always had a real sense of overconfidence and over insecurities, and that's kind of what makes me, I guess. It's like, you know, there was 3 or 4 years of my life where I hated myself and, you know, would have quite happily ended it, but it's not, I'm just not like that anymore. Even if I hate myself, I still, I can find it funny. I can still go, you're such a freak, stop it. Like, you got an amazing life, an amazing wife, and now you're in strife.
Put down the knife.
Yeah, put down the knife, you know. Yeah.
Because that's the thing, to move away from that dark place, to want to live life, you've got to find something more in life than yourself, don't you?
Yeah.
Is Natalie that?
Yeah,
thing?
definitely.
Yeah.
It's like, it just makes everything more pleasurable when you've got someone that emotionally is there to rely on.
Is it nice to go to London sometimes and be Mr. Imbruglia?
Yeah, no, it's cool. I've been in shopping lines in Windsor because I have to go buy the groceries because I'm just Captain Nobody over there. So it's like, all right, babe, I'll go buy groceries. So I get in the car, drive into Windsor, which is the local spot. I hang out with my fellow 60 to 80-year-olds. There's like these people that are my best friends in the world that I only see at Waitrose. It's like this guy that always has this amazing hat and this cane that is, I would kill for it. But like, yeah, I really love that guy and I don't know his name, but I call him Old Mate. Hey, g'day, Old Mate. He goes, hello, my Australian friend. And other relationships like that are the things that make life worth living, I think. But anyway, back to Waitrose. I go in, I buy the groceries, come home, and, you know, if I'm in the line at Waitrose sometimes, because they're all hot, British celebrity culture's like this whole other weird thing where they all carry, you know, photos of David Beckham in their wallet and, you know, OK Magazine and celebrity magazines everywhere, and then I always hear, I think that's Natalie Imbruglia's husband. And I know that was a good accent.
It was.
And I think it was an accurate appraisal of the social situation that I've been in many times in my life. I think that's Natalie Imbruglia's husband.
I think it is. I think you're enjoying life now, would I be right?
Yeah, definitely. I love life. It's the best thing in the whole world.
Good. Stay with it. Keep producing fantastic music. Daniel Johns, thank you.
Thank you. Pleasure. Thank you.
This time on my hands, so far has gone to feeding my animals. Behind this gold picket fence lies a whole institute where wallpaper paint is great and scarecrows well watered out. I've got the time on my hands for feeding my animals. All of this time on my hands so far has gone to feeding my animals. No, 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 no. On this darkest day, the light shines through only you. Or is it because your silhouette is your frame like an empty window? I've got cold time up my sleeve. Now I'm feeling destitute. All of this time on my hands so far has gone to feeding my animals. And all of the time I was dead, fair, sedated experiment. Na 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 na. I feel root vegetables, and my dad, buried alive. I sleep warm, velvet warmed by the night. I'm selling the sun. My skin feels silky smooth. Now I'm buried in mud. All of this time on my hands, so far has gone, defeating my animals. All of this time on my hands, so far has gone, defeating my animals. Na 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 na. And all of the time I was dead, endless and fair, sedated experiment. Na 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 na.
That's all for tonight. Next week on Enough Rope, our special guest Antonio Banderas. Stay watching the ABC for Late Line. Until next week, have a great week. Good night. See you.
Tomorrow, don't miss more great Aussie music as frontman of the rock band UMI, Tim Rogers, performs live at the Basement, 10:55 tomorrow night on ABC. Coming up, Late Line.
Hey, if you're coming to Sydney on a Monday and you'd like to be part of the Enough Rope experience, and let me tell you, it's extraordinary. A lot of stuff happens that you don't actually see go to air. A lot of nude work, a lot of controversy, tears, tantrums, the usual stuff. Here's the number, 0292172222. Come join us. I'd like you to. I'll be your friend for life.